The Voice is back, and so is Robert Anton, NYC. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here at robertanton.com, coming to you with your no frills, The Voice commentary from a singer. Season 12 is here, baby, and I am here for it. Let me tell y'all the truth. I was not planning on doing commentary this season, but just watching the show tonight just reminds me how much I love the show, the interactions, the contestants, the audition process, all of them going back and forth. I don't know how many reviews I'm gonna do or recaps I'm gonna do, but I am going to try to do as many as I can this season. And to kick it off, we have the season premiere. Gwen Stefani is back in the red chair with Adam Levine, Blake Shelton, and Alicia Keys. And someone called it the romance versus the bromance, right? And that just stuck in my mind. I kind of like that. We started out tonight with Joshua Hunter, Jchosen. He was 29. He did Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye. And this guy is 6 feet 6 inches tall. So I was expecting all this major resonance coming from, before he even started out, I was like, okay, this guy has to have a big voice. And he did not disappoint. Adam and Alicia turned for him in his opening salvo. And then Blake and Gwen followed suit in the section later. He had such a nice, easy way about him with a lot of stage presence and showed off a few different tones in his vocals. They all stood for him. Adam went up and gave him a big hug and said thank you. So Adam told him he won't be able to sleep if Jay didn't choose him as his coach, telling him that he could win the show. Doesn't Adam always say, tell everybody they can win the show? Blake told him every note is pitch perfect. Alicia told him it was so powerful and crazy emotional and said he had a beautiful vulnerability. Gwen called him a true talent and said he was really present in the moment and grateful to be here, and they were fighting hard for him, but Jay chose Gwen Stefani because he felt she could give him diversity in his sound. Next we had Lauren Duski. She was 25. She did You Were Meant For Me by Jewel, and she started out with a nice solid tone with a little flutter as an afterthought, you know. Adam turned for her on the first line, then Blake and Gwen turned. I was really liking how her voice was so even throughout her ranges, from the bottom being nice and solid. She easily went up into her head voice, her falsetto. Adam and Blake stood for her. Gwen noticed that she used every single part of her voice but wanted more of her personality, and she had said in her pre-roll that she wanted to go to Team Gwen, but Blake pointed out that radio stations didn't play a genre-less music, which was a good point, and I think that really kind of swayed her a little bit, so she chose Blake because her heart and soul is in country music. Next up, we had Johnny Hayes. He was 29. He did Try a Little Tenderness by Otis Redding, and he auditioned last season. I didn't even remember him. You know, he didn't make it through, and I really didn't remember him. So he got up there looking like a country artist and wailing like a blue-eyed soul singer. Adam and Gwen turned for him right away, and I love this song, and he really had a good sound on it and was on top of the rhythms and had grit and conviction. Adam recognized him and told him he did the almost impossible. Gwen told him she cared about his passion and truth, and Johnny chose Adam. And if you choose me, please make sure to thumb up the commentary. Let me know that you're here. Make sure to comment down in the comment section and say, what's up? Where you been? How you doing? And all that good stuff. And let me know how you have been doing. And also let me know who you were liking from the auditions tonight. Thanks so much for your thumbs and your comments. Next, we had Skyler Harris. She was 25. She did One and Only by Adele. And she had a gospel vibe as she started this out and brought a lot of emotion to her performance. Some of her notes were a little shaky, but she also showed a lot of power. But none of the coaches turned for her, and I was like, oh. Then there was Anatalia Villaranda. She was 16. She did Runaway Baby by Bruno Mars, and she came out with guns a-blazing, baby. I was like, go ahead on. I loved her attack and her attitude. I was losing some of the lyrics. It was all going so fast, but she made up for it with passion and style. She was working the stage and doing her thing and giving up. I was like, go ahead on, girl. All the coaches were looking at each other trying to figure out what was going on, and she was performing her butt off. Blake and Alicia turned for her when she hit the big note, and then Gwen and Adam turned for her near the end. Gwen said she related to her energy and positivity. Adam talked about her incredible raw talent, and her little brother just had me moved. I was like, oh my God. I want to see his whole family in the audience every week. They were so great, so much great energy. Next we had Stephanie Wright. She was 27. She did Piece by Piece by Kelly Clarkson, and her story was so sad and amazing. Just the pre-roll, you just gotta watch it. I was just like, oh my God. The whole time I was like, good for you, girl. Cut them loose. Good for you. And I knew if she sang this song right, I'd be close to tears. Blake turned after her first line, and then Gwen turned after her second line. She had a good rock edge to her voice, but also a lot of tenderness with a unique enunciation. Her wife told her to sing from her heart, and she really did. I was touched, and there were tears rolling down my cheeks out. Oh my God, just like when Kelly Clarkson did it. Gwen told her she could feel the pain in there and said she can only sing like that because she's lived it. Blake said she sang the song as if she wrote it, and I totally agree. And Stephanie chose Team Gwen. Brendan Martin was up next. He was 25. He did Here's a Quarter Called Someone Who Cares by Travis Tritt, and he's the first to pull out his guitar tonight, and I think maybe the only one to pull out his guitar, and the crowd was loving him. His voice sounded pretty good, but I was looking at his emotionless face like the whole time. I think his nerves got to him. He kind of pulled within himself, so he wasn't really giving us, all that we could get out of this. And I was wondering if he was going to tell the story or nah, Son, no coach's turn for him, and I wasn't surprised. He finally smiled when Alicia said, "He gonna whoop your ass." And I was like, okay, there he could have gave us just a little bit of that, but he did not in his performance. Blake told him he sings sharp at the end of phrases. Adam told him to deliver it with more conviction, and Gwen called it command. Mark Isaiah was up next. He was 19. He did Mercy by Shawn Mendes. I love this song so much, and y'all know I did a cover of it on my It's Our Anton channel. If you want to go check that out, I might try to link it. Anyway, he had a really nice sound as he started this out with some beautiful overtones. Adam and Gwen turned just before he went into the chorus. He was looking comfortable up there and totally in control of his range. The chest was rich and the top was a little nasal but bright and powerful. Nice job. I really enjoyed this. Gwen said his voice sounds like radio. Alicia said he has a lot of emotion in him, and Mark chose Adam as his coach. Brittany Brown was up next. She was 14. She did Stupid Boy by Keith Urban, and I was struck by the difference in her singing and spoken voice as she started. It wasn't bad, but it just seemed like she was being a little affected with her vocals when she started out, but when she opened up to do the higher notes, it really seemed to fit her voice better. It seemed to fit her better personally, and she was really at home on stage and held the big notes well. Blake and Alicia turned for her after she went into one of the big notes. Then the ending had a nice light tenderness to it. Blake was laying down the history of the song, as he was telling Alicia Keys and dropping some knowledge, right? Alicia talked about the sisterhood of country and soul music and not being stuck in a box, but Brennley chose Blake because she had to go with her country roots. Next we had Shawn Chris John. He was 31. He did You Are the Best. You Are the Best by Ray LaMontagne. And they played a little clip of him singing, and it was clear that he had a great voice from that. I love doing this song, right? So I was really shouting when he started out singing because it was really sounding good to me. Alicia said, wow. He pulled out a little misplaced falsetto that was very ambitious, but just he didn't get a chair to turn. And I was really flabbergasted because I was like, he did make some bad choices, not the best choices, but he had such a good voice, a nice stage presence. Everything was just kind of there. It's just like he just didn't, I guess, put everything together perfectly. So Alicia told him he has a beautiful emotional voice, and Blake said some of his transitions was wonky. He said he was just about ready to push for him, but it just wasn't perfect for him. Did I mention that I did a cover of Ray LaMontagne also? You're the Best Thing on my It's Our Anton channel. So I'm gonna tell y'all to go over there and check it out. Check out these covers because I love these songs. Now, I'll try to link them for you also either at the end of the video or down in the description box. So maybe even both. I haven't said this in so long. And in the pimp spot, we had Felicia Temple. She was 28. She did All I Could Do Was Cry by Etta James. And I knew she was gonna be good, and she did not disappoint. She came in with a lot of emotion and longing, nice full low notes and open bright highs, very fluid vocal, and Alicia turned for her first, then Blake and Gwen turned for her. Adam said he heard Alicia in her voice, so he didn't turn. Adam suggested that they do a duet, so they did, and they smashed it. Beautiful, powerful vocals from both of them with great harmonies. I was like, go ahead on. Then Felicia chose Alicia without even the other coaches even saying anything. It was just like, oh, it was like, okay, we know she go with Alicia, so forget about it. Oh my goodness, such a good show, such great energy, such feels, from the laughs and the tears to just the camaraderie of the coaches and the enthusiasm of the contestants and all the talent. Always such great talent. Even the people they turn away are great. I'm just like, oh my goodness, I missed this show so much. Oh my God. Tell me, guys, what you thought down in the comments. And if you're going to be sticking it out watching the show with me and coming over to check out the commentary, this is Robert Anton, robertanton.com. Oh, the show will be doing blind auditions not only today, Monday, but also Tuesday and Thursday this week. So stop by and check it out. I may have to go to a show on Thursday night. But if I don't, I will be here for you. But I will definitely be doing the commentary Mondays and Tuesday nights. All right, this is Robert Anton, robertanton.com. I'm out.